Well, you may be considering becoming a client, and I thought, well, one of the best ways to make that decision is to hear from somebody that we've actually worked with for a long, long time, and he's become a good friend, and I'm excited for you to hear his story. Derrick Sisney, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, so I want to start at the end, and then we'll kind of work towards the beginning here. So, in terms of like how did the business coaching experience impact you personally? Because when I first met you, you were working in corporate America. And
Uh-huh.
then you went to start your own business as a consultant. How did the business coaching change your life or impact your life?
Oh man, it was. I would say the biggest thing that really impacted me was the fact that I had no direction. You know, when you're doing stuff like this, trying to create a business, or trying to grow a business, trying to scale a business, or doing anything like that, you're just kind of going through the flow. It's all emotional, it seems like, and you're just kind of guessing, and you're hoping that you hit on the points. The biggest thing that I took away, the thing that I learned the most, is being organized. I mean, waking up early, right? 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, getting up early, getting organized, getting your day set, and being diligent. Oh gosh, that was diligent doer. Proverbs 10:4, right?
Now, so
So that's
how
it.
would you describe? I mean, if you had to, has it been a positive change for your life? Has it been terrible? I mean, if you were to talking to somebody, they said, "How did business coaching impact you?" How would you describe that?
So I actually told this to my wife, is that so my last name is Sisney, and it's you and the team have changed generations of Sisneys. So it wasn't just me. It started with me, but not just that, Clay. It impacted in my church. It impacted in the youth group. It impacted at the university level. Across the board, it has impacted every fiber of who I am, everything about me, things that I didn't know was capable, that was even inside of me to be able to do it in the first place, has been impacted. And then my children, I have a daughter who's 11 and a daughter who's 5. I'm teaching them about business. I'm teaching them the diligence, the waking up early, the planning, all those things. So it's been life changing for generations of us.
Now, I have been self-employed since I was 15. And so you have, you hop into my world, but people hop into my world. I guess I don't even recognize that there's a world out there that exists that doesn't wake up early
Yep.
and that doesn't achieve their goals and that doesn't know what they want to do with their life. I'm just, that's how I am. And so if you remember, you first heard about me, I think, through a radio show. Can you tell people how you first heard about me and what your first experience was working with me or hearing about me?
Yeah, so I heard about you through the radio show, and I didn't think anything of it. And I was like, okay, who's this guy? Because you hear a lot of get rich quick schemes, all these things. So you just kind of you put you in that category in the beginning. And then I was actually applying for jobs, and I was like, well, I heard about this guy. So I went, and I came, and I'll never forget the day that I walked in, and I look around, and I'm like, oh man, what did I just walk into? And the music was blaring. I mean, there's all these lights, all this. It looked like, I remember thinking, I'll bet this is how Facebook is. If I was to walk in Facebook, this is probably how it is. And then Daisy showed me around, and she introduced me to you. And I remember you saying these words. You said, "Are you married?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And you said, I think that you'll be a hard worker. Just from talking to me those few minutes, and you said you got the job, and I turned you down. So
So
that
you
was
started
early
off,
on. And then I came
started
back
out
4 years
applying
later.
for a job. That's how you started out, right?
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And then
Okay,
4 years later, I came back.
and you came back 4 years later as a business growth consultant, and you're looking to add some
Yes.
clients and increase your revenue. I'm not asking you on this show to share how much money you ended up making per month, but how much is a percentage, or how many times did we help you increase your income by?
Oh God. Honestly, it was priceless. Like it was the percentages. I remember talking to someone. I think it was you. You introduced me to some people as well. I mean, in reality, it was almost infinite. So, I mean, the most money I ever made at one time in a year was $50,000 before ever joining this. And let's just say it was double, triple that. So,
So
at
you
the low
tripled
end.
your income.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, now just to be clear. So you're saying that you tripled your income, and you learn new life skills, and
Yes.
we've worked together every week. Every week we had a meeting every week, and the purpose of
Yes,
that
sir.
meeting is to make sure that you know what to do, and that you, I call it IDS, or identify, discuss, solve. We identify what needs to be done. We discuss what needs to be, so you know what you're doing, and then we solve it. Like, here's the homework. Can you talk to the listeners out there about the importance of having those meetings every week, where a lot of times you might even be going over the same subject, but what's the importance of having that somebody harassing you on a weekly basis about following the systems?
It is so important because people think that they can do it themselves. And some people might have the ability, but to have somebody kind of kick you in the tail, I used to explain it to people is it's kind of like taking a basketball shot. I'm not the best basketball player by any stretch of the imagination, but having somebody who understands the game beside me and watching me take those shots and say, hey, if you just tweak that just a little bit, you could probably make that better, or you can make that shot more, or if you do more shots, right? If you take it from an NBA perspective, right? They'll shoot the same shot over and over and over again. They'll shoot that same shot from that same spot 1,000 times, but that's what makes them so great. And it's the same thing with business, doing the same thing over and over and over again. It sounds repetitive and it sounds like it's insanity, right? But in reality, it's those small, diligent things that happen for us to grow a business or grow ourselves or anything like that.
Now, you've been able to shadow multiple times. You actually, were in the office quite a bit. How would you describe the impact that shadowing me made on you when you see that I'm actually working within a highly scheduled environment with an actual to-do list? How did that impact you?
It was amazing to be able to see it and actually see somebody do it. A lot of people, including books, they say do this, and then they may not do it themselves, or their leadership won't even do it themselves. That happens a lot. And so watching you and even the leadership and the people inside the building do exactly, and if I remember right, I think it's mandatory for everybody who works in your building. They have to have a clipboard and a schedule. Like, they have to have the clipboard. So I mean, everybody doing that, and it's not a grade, but it's like, where's your clipboard? And they used to call it their brain. So we'd say, where's your brain at? So it was amazing to actually see it implemented and worked on every single morning.
Self-help. You labeled me as self-help there for a minute, and I worry about that because I've met a lot of self-help authors. I've met a lot of them. I won't mention their names on today's show, but people I've met in backstage, at the events. I'm a speaker, they're a speaker, and they're like, hey, how do you do you actually help your clients grow? And I go, well, yeah. I mean, all my clients, they pay $1,700 a month. It's month to month, and they grow. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, really, what's the catch? I go, what do you mean? What's the catch? And these self-help guys, they go, well, I have a program I ultimately signed them up for so they can become a certified coach underneath my program. And that's how they make their money. And they sign up people to long contracts. And that's kind of their game, is to, keep talking people into the next thing. You've been to our workshops, and I don't do that at our workshops. How would you describe the workshops themselves?
The workshops are eye-opening. And it's almost, you could go to a workshop and learn everything that you needed to learn. The problem that I see a lot of people have is they're like, okay, this is great knowledge, but they don't understand how to apply the knowledge. And that's where Clay Clark's wisdom comes in. No, you're not self-help, but you're like, I've already been there. I've done it. If we're looking at it from a biblical perspective, right? It's getting the knowledge, the understanding, and the wisdom to be able to apply it. Well, you can get all the knowledge and you could sort of understand how it works, but those business shops, workshops actually help to be able to acquire those. But then that next step, if you want to take that next step, it is that implementation, and that's what your team is able to provide.
Now, kind of going line by line, marketing, we'll help you with your marketing, your website, your print pieces, all those items. How helpful was that during that time in your life to know that you had a team that could do the website, the photography, the videography, all of the marketing things in one point of contact, as opposed to having to run around and look for other designers?
It was amazing. It was amazing just to be able to come to you. You were my point of contact, or another coach was my point of contact, and that's my POC, if you're use it from a military term. But my point of contact was you. If I needed something, you were on it. Every week, those weekly 1-hour meetings was like, hey, I need this to get done. In fact, with you, a lot of the times you were able to do it right there on the spot. Like, well, let's get that fixed right now. So
now
it was doing amazing.
Now, the core repeatable actionable processes, I call it the crap, core repeatable actionable processes. What? Core repeatable actionable processes. A lot of entrepreneurs that aren't successful struggle to bore down, and they struggle with boredom. They go, it's the same thing every week. Oh, man. They want a new idea, a new shiny thing. A lot of men do that with their wives, looking for new girlfriends. That's not a move. A lot of people do that with new cars, always looking for a new car, always looking for a new book to buy. They buy the book. They don't read the book. They just buy books. A lot of people are always looking for a new car smell, a new thing. Can you talk about the importance of having that core, repeatable, actionable processes cemented and gone over every day, just the core repeatable actionable process, maybe the value of that?
You don't like it, so that's the reason the acronym is great. It's crap, right? It's like you're just kind of going through. It's like, I don't like to do this, but the amazing thing is, people, if you're listening to this, is be diligent in the crap. Just keep pushing through. I promise you, if you do what Clay's team tells you to do, it works. It sounds insane. It sounds like it won't work. It sounds like a get rich quick scheme. It sounds like all these things. But doing the crap actually brings progression and growth.
I'll give you the final word there for anybody out there that's thinking about filling out the form, coming to a conference, scheduling a one-on-one consultation. We don't want to waste anybody's time out there who's not a good fit, nor do we want anybody who's not a good, who is a good fit to be turned away. What's the final word you might say to anybody out there that's contemplating becoming one of our 160 clients by scheduling a one-on-one consultation or coming to an in-person workshop?
If you're sitting on the fence, if you're really thinking about it, I would tell you definitely 100% come to a workshop. The workshops are they're priceless. But if you need that kick in the tail and you're like, man, I say I'm going to do this, and you're that hopeful person that's just like, I want to do this, I want to make this happen. Clay's team can actually take you to that next level. And if you're just thinking about it, just do it. Just do it. Give it a shot. I believe that there's no contract. There's nothing. I mean, there's no reason for you not to give it a shot. I mean, that's the amazing thing about it. You have everything in-house right there for you. A marketing team, a coaching team, individuals that are there to help you, even Clay's network and stuff like that. And it's priceless. And if you're just thinking about it, go for it. Just do it.
Now, you and your wife are attending some kind of ministry conference this weekend, which is the whole purpose of growing a business, is to create time freedom and financial freedom. So I don't want to get you in the proverbial doghouse there. So my final question I have here before I let you go is talk about the time freedom and the financial freedom of just knowing that you have the ability financially to be able to take your wife to a workshop like the one you're going to, and you don't have to worry about the money.
It's amazing. It's amazing. To be able to not have to worry about that and actually be able to go to sleep at night. In the beginning, Clay, you may know this, and I know the listeners won't. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. I had $0 coming in, and this was right before COVID. So you can imagine, really, it was a leap of faith for me. I joined that program, and I've known you for years, but I joined that program before COVID. And then I don't know if you remember my text messages. I was texting you. I was like, Clay, I'm really freaking out here with all the COVID stuff. And you're like, just take it easy. And then you guys you coached me along that. And I am so appreciative of that. Just so appreciative of that. But
I think you got a kind of a friendship with Eric Trump out of the deal too. Eric actually reached out and made sure that you were invited to Laura's birthday. That's a real thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I mean, that's kind wild. Of fun. I would have never guessed that.
I would have never guessed. I mean, seriously, he calls me and goes, hey, is your guy Derrick coming? I said, Derrick? He goes, my guy, Derrick. I love Derrick. Is Derrick coming to Laura's party? We got to get Derrick at the party. So that was kind of fun too. So Derrick, Sisney, I really appreciate you. Appreciate all you've done in terms of putting forth the effort. If we're out there teaching people what to do and they don't implement the proven success systems, it doesn't work. You're a diligent doer, and I wish you the best on all the endeavors you're doing right now. And we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Hey, Clay Clark and my Thrive peeps. It's Steve Currington, as you can tell. Although I'm not wearing my signature green shirt as usual, but I am riding in my signature green Lamborghini. And I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of Thrive and all the guys at Thrive Time and the show and everything that you guys have done. At Total Ending Concepts, we have had tremendous growth and a lot of things changing, especially on the marketing front, and from a coaching perspective, and from a web presence and branding, and our internet leads are up. Everything is hammering on all cylinders, and really we're just trying to figure out how we can leverage the systems and the processes that we're learning at Thrive more in our business. So now we're setting up a lead tracking system that has been long overdue, and we're doing lots of stuff. But I wanted to take a minute and say thank you to Thrive and Clay Clark and Dr. Z and everybody for all the help in helping us grow our business, and hopefully buy more Lamborghinis like this the more we sell. So appreciate it, guys. See ya.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months, and you have $350,000 of bills you got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay. It's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Cola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us. And it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us, and I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing, I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it, because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.